Hello, guys, and welcome back to another video. This is the Football Connect. I'm your host, Sam, and we are back again with another video. This is gonna be an interesting game. I'm waiting to see how the game will be going. Anyway, so guys, welcome to the Premier League show, guys, where we're gonna be covering all the things that we need to cover, talk about all the things that we're meant to be talking about in this time. For today, it's just a day before the Christmas day. It's gonna be a crazy time, but anyway, sorry for a reminder that was set a long time ago and it delayed to start. But anyway, we are here now, and we are gonna cover as much as we can so that we move with time. So before we go anywhere far, guys, I'm gonna send the link right now in this comment section. If you want to join us or if you want to say something there's the link that I just put in the comment section. Click that one on and we will add you right now on StreamYard, the source of where our life is from right now, the live stream. So let me hear your thoughts in the comment section, guys. What are you expecting? Let me hear what you are expecting to talk about here. I hope all of you have went through all the talking points that we have set up, and maybe you have your own talking points in the comment section. You just put them right now and we cover them. So it's gonna be an interesting time, guys. Please do me a favor if you're just joining in. Do me click that like button. Always important. Subscribe to the channel. That is the most way you support us here at the Football Connect. And tell me who's winning the league. Because one thing we know about when we talk about winning the league, they say that a team that finishes, that like passes Christmas while on top, it's always the one that wins the league. Of course, there's only one team in the history of the Premier League that has managed to not do that, like twice. It was before we won the league, and it is Liverpool. So Liverpool, they are going on the 25th of December, or they are going through Christmas tomorrow while on top of the league. Before I go in with her, guys, it's really important. Merry Christmas to everyone, and I hope you have a wonderful time tonight and tomorrow. I hope it will be an amazing time. I believe you enjoy your time. Anyway, we're going to move on because we have a little bit of a lot of talking points to cover, looking at what happened last week in the Premier League. So this is the Premier League show, and you all know what we cover when we talk about the Premier League show. We cover everything that happened last week. So I'm going to put on right now the league on the comments. I'm going to put the league right now so that we look at where the teams were and what we are expecting to see from them. That is always important. So we look at the games that were played, which was week 14, if I'm not mistaken. It was the week where these games were played. So week 14 started like this. Crystal Palace played Liverpool, and Liverpool won by 7-0. I think it is actually believed that Liverpool surpassed their club history by winning that game, and it was their first away home where they've won with many goals to this point in the history of the Premier League. That's what people were saying. Oh, that's what the history books were saying. Anyway, it was a good game, and Southampton played in Manchester City, and the City won by 1-0. If you remember the review show, we talked about this game that I felt like City were struggling in this game, but anyway, Southampton could not get the goal that they had to get to come back in the game. So if you don't score, it doesn't matter how you play. The team that finishes on top of you, they've done better than you. That's how it is. Anyway, Everton played Arsenal, and the game finished like this. As usual, Arsenal again adding another victory into their Premier League of theirs. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. And we had Newcastle versus Fulham. It was a 1-1 draw. Brighton versus Sheffield, a 1-1 draw as well. And a similar thing happened in these two games. Either team got a red card. I'm talking about Sheffield United and Fulham. They all got red cards in this game. But anyway, they were able to get a point out of that misery of a match. So, which is always important, getting a point whenever you don't play well. Tottenham played against Leicester City. Tottenham Hotspurs, remember the one that Jose Mourinho was talking about, this team being the better team, were beaten by Leicester City. It's always fun, Tottenham is a good team and they can achieve a lot, but The problem with them right now is that they've just have a manager who sometimes forget that all the words that you say can always come back to bite you. That's what I feel. Manchester United played against Leeds and it finished 6 goals to 2. What an amazing performance by United. Scott McTominay was the man that I felt had the best game of all the people in this week, if I may say. And West Brom played against Aston Villa. Aston Villa back to their winning ways by winning by 3 goals to 0. And Burnley played against Wolves and they beat a surprise win from them by beating Wolves, which has moved them so close to actually surpass Arsenal, people. To actually surpass Arsenal. West Ham played against Chelsea, and again, I repeat this: the goals that were in this game don't reflect the match. I felt like Chelsea struggled a lot, and all of you can agree with me when I said that Chelsea did struggle a lot, and this is where the games that were played in game week 14, people. Looking at the log stand where it left everything up. So to those who are just joining us, please, thank you for joining us. Click that like button, always important. Subscribe to the channel. And if you want to join us and if you have something that you want to say, according to what we are going to discuss as we go with the show, there's the link. It's there in the description. Just click it and automatically you'll be added into the stream. So do it right now. Is there in this, and you can send your comments also in the comment section. But do me a favor, guys, this is important. Click that like button. If you haven't, it's important. Click that like button. So let's continue. Okay, so looking at the league, Liverpool back again on the top as usual. This is their second week on the top after surpassing Tottenham. Tottenham Hotspurs, who were number 1, are now number 6, which is weird. I don't even know. You see what we're talking about when you say that this is the closest it has ever been in the Premier League. When you lose 2 games, you fall to number 6. That is just crazy. Leicester City, with the victory that they picked up against Tottenham, got them to position 2. Manchester United, with those 2 victories that they got in the last 2 games, pushed them so well to be number 3. Everton back again on the top 4. Again, when people were saying that they're going out, they have 3 victories in a row, which has put them so high to be exactly number 4. Chelsea are back again in the top 5 after being dropped for many times. In fact, I don't think that Chelsea really moved that much. I think they just played around the same position. But anyway, that's where they were after they are faced to win after 3 games when they were playing against, which team was that? West Ham, and they pushed them there. They won in Derby, which was amazing. And Tottenham Hotspurs, with the draw plus 2 defeats, has pushed them to number 6. Southampton are now at number 7 by the defeat that they got to Manchester City, which means that Manchester City will still with the game in hand. If they win their next game and the game in hand, they can go on top of not only Southampton but Tottenham and Chelsea as well. That's how tight this league is. It's gonna be interesting how that goes. So that's how it's looking in the top 8, people. Now we are gonna move down to the bottom 3 or to the bottom 5, because there's Arsenal there, so we need to talk about it. It's a big team, remember? So Southampton are say Sheffield United. Why am I saying Southampton? Sorry to the Southampton fans, but I mean Sheffield United right now are the ones who are still at the bottom of the league with only 2 draws that they've picked up this whole season. So in 14 games, they've managed to have a better performance in only 2 games. I felt like this was the game that they should have won against Brighton. But anyway, we'll talk about it as we go through the talking points that are there in the description. You can visit them, and if you have something that you want to add there, you can read from those description. You put it straight in the comment section so that when we start going through them, we can actually have a nice time. West Brom are number 2 with 7 points. So this is a team that is actually very close. If they can win the next 3 or 4 games that are coming, they'll actually be out of the relegation zone. Fulham are number 3 as they're still in the relegation zone with a lot of draws. They have a hat-trick of draws in the past 3 games that they've played. They are not even managing to pick up a point. They're just picking up draws, which has to change if they are hoping, listen to my words, if they are hoping of getting something in the league. that has to change. That performance has to actually change. Anyway, we will talk about it as we go on, guys. Now we look at the team that is in number 4. Not really far, but very close to the relegation zone with only 2 points, and it is Brighton with those two draws after coming from 2 defeats. They are really close, and they can be pushed as easy as it can be to actually go into that relegation zone. We don't know. This is going to be an interesting time, guys. But one thing that I know, they need to work on them, because fun enough, in all the teams that I've just mentioned, Brighton are the team that plays actually maybe an exciting type of match in terms of how they approach it, their formation and what they do. But look at where they are. That's how crazy the Premier League is looking like at the moment. Anyway, we have at number 16 Burnley, which they have played 13 games, so it means they have a game in hand, but they picked up an important win after beating a big team. I said, is it a big team anyway, though? Yeah, it could be. I'll look at it anyway. And it put them up of the relegation zone. So there are 2 away, 2. There's a team between them and the relegation zone. So if they continue winning, and I feel like with the way they are playing, with the draws and the victories that they're picking, it seems like Burnley are back in their winning ways. I hope that continues. And at lastly but not least, which is number 15, which is, guess what, the biggest team in the bottom 5, which is Arsenal, guys, with 14 points, with 14 games that they've played. And for a bottom team, for a big team, it's scary that they have won. You can combine the games that they've won and draw, and they still cannot beat the number of games that they've lost. They've lost 8, won 4, and draw 2. That's how they're looking like at the moment. So if by any chance Burnley wins and Brighton wins, which means Brighton will move to 15, they actually have a realistic chance to move on to Dow's position, and the Arsenal has to be dropped to number 17. That's how it's looking like at the moment. We don't know how it's going to play out, and we'll see what happens anyway, guys. So this was just a quick update to you guys so that I give you an idea of what has been happening in the Premier League. So after talking about all these things, I think you can get the idea when I said that Liverpool and Manchester United are on a title race. Is that it? And also, are Arsenal just dead? That's the question that I'm asking as well. And we'll see what happens in the Premier League show, guys. So to those who want to join in, like I said, there is a link in here. You can click it on and you actually join us, and we'll actually talk about whatever you want to talk about. It's going to be an interesting time. I can't wait. It's now time that we go through the talking points. So the first talking point that we have here in the Premier League show today is, can we start talking about title race between Liverpool and Manchester United? Because looking at the teams that are there already, guys, United are at least the team that are showing like they're playing like they want to win something. So that's where the question comes from here. That's why I'm asking, can we now start talking about this team as being one of the teams that are now in the title race? Because remember, it's never easy to actually be there. And Liverpool, that they've gone through the period of Christmas, they're going to need a team that is going to push them up there. I expected City at the beginning of the season, but that's not exactly what happened. But now United have won the big boy shoes, and they're looking like they're coming up so strong, especially after a back-to-back defeat to Everton at their own home ground. They're proving like they have something to offer that a lot of people didn't expect to see from United. Remember, in the first 5 or 4 games of the season, this team that I'm talking about, Manchester United, they were as low as number 16 in the Premier League. But now looking at 13 games that they've played, they are now number 3, winning their game in hand. It will take them to position 2, just 2 points away from Liverpool. That is really important to put a pen on it. They're just 2 points away from Liverpool. If they win their next game in hand, that's how it is. So that's why we're asking this question. Is United now at a point where we say they can challenge for the league? Can we actually come 100% and say that United are now actually a scary team to play with because they have all the things that they need, the tools at their disposal? Because now Bruno Fernandes is now playing football. I know he's a bowler, he's good. We already know that part. Yesterday, we saw Cavani stepping up and playing so well against Everton. So that is really important for them. And it looks like each and every team in the midfield, Scott McTominay and Fred, it looks like they've covered that too so well, and it's gonna be amazing to see what they do next. Now looking at the team that follows, let's talk about the team as well. They have Daguerre goal. Ebola is good. He's a good goalkeeper. Makes few mistakes, but he does good than he makes mistakes. That's just how it is. They still have Aaron Wan-Bissaka, one player who likes to fall a lot. Like when we were talking about Mr. Elliott, we did mention that yesterday when we were doing the watch along. And we talk about who's next. We have Lindelof. Not really a good player, but he is doing what he has to do. He's actually one of the most important players that they need in the Premier League. There, why am I saying is really important? Because he has Harry Maguire, the captain, next to him, one of the slowest defenders that I've seen. That's what I think. Anyway, you can disagree with me or whatever you said in the comment section, but that's also something that you notice with him. You wonder what will happen and exactly how would that move on to the next step. So it's a good team, and they're looking like they're actually strong now because of how their midfield and the strike force are playing so well. Rashford is going to do a lot of things. Martial is going to go there. He scored his first goal right in the league in the last game that they played in the Premier League. I'm not really sure. Please confirm that in the comment section. But they're looking like they have something to offer this season. Can they do that? It's going to be an interesting time, guys, to see how all these games will go on like and how will this United team rise from where they are. So let me hear your thoughts in the comment section about that. Salah going to the Premier League. Salah going on top. That's what I meant here. Going on top in the Premier League, but still no respect in the Premier League. So what I'm saying here is this. Mohamed Salah, let me see if I can find the information that I need there. Mohamed Salah right now, if I put this thing back on, you can actually see this. He's now right now the player who's on top with the amount of goals, two in front of the players that have been there for such a long time. Dominic Calvert-Lewin, Jamie Vardy, and Son Heung-min. He has now surpassed them. Now he has 13 goals in the Premier League. Now the question is this from me. As much as he's doing this, as much as he's working like this, he still doesn't get that respect. He still doesn't get going on. He still doesn't get the respect he deserves, I feel like, on top of the Premier League. Oh. So, like I'm saying, he still doesn't get the respect he deserves. For me, I feel like that is still lacking. Why do people respect him? I have no idea, but he still proves us each and every time wrong that he is a bowler and he has a lot to offer. And I respect what I see from him. Anyway, we'll see how that goes as well, guys. It's gonna be an amazing time to see how he actually develop and can he be able to stay at that position for such a long time, because there are a lot of team players who are playing so well, who are scoring goals. So that can either be a good thing or it will change anyway. But I feel like for the first time, guys, or maybe let me say for the second time, we need to start respecting players who are playing so well, who are scoring goals so well. And players like Mohamed Salah, if you don't Salah, you don't look him as a bowler he is, it's always a problem. So I hope that actually changes. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. Hello, Mr. Elliott.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. Say, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Is my microphone better now?
Yeah, 100%. Wow.
Yeah, good.
That's amazing. So we are looking at that. I don't know if you saw, I wrote those 7 points yesterday when I was so tired. So I'm actually seeing a lot of errors in what I was writing in the descriptions. Talking about the Premier League show, looking at the games, how they're going like. What do you think about United trying to challenge Liverpool for the league this season?
In one word, no, But I think they'll definitely get top 4, and they can push it till later in the year. But I think there are with Liverpool. Even if you think there's one problem, it's only one problem with the whole team. Man U, there are 3 or 4 problems you think that need solving. And
I
if
don't know
it's
if
next season, they might push for the title next season, but they need some new players and to figure a few
okay.
things out.
I don't know if you watched the football terrace yesterday. Them men were so happy about their win, and they were talking about how they're looking like they will be challenging for the Premier League.
They've had 2 good games, I think. I get Leeds was a good game, but you always knew it was going to be high scoring, just the way Leeds play.
Yes.
Everton was a really good result, but before that, Southampton, they didn't play that well in the first half. West Ham didn't play well. They probably didn't deserve to win either of those, and they've been knocked out of the Champions League. So they've had a few good games, but it's not.
You know, when they were knocked out of the Champions League, it felt like they had moved from performing so well in the Champions League and coming to do that in the Premier League and forgetting about the Champions League. I don't know if you noticed that. It's like they no longer performed so well in the Champions League, but they were doing that in the Premier League. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes anyway. But they are really happy right now at the position where they are. They're saying that they can get something out of this league, according to them anyway. I don't know. We'll see. And they're saying with the game in hand, when they win, they're moving straight just 2 points behind Liverpool. And that is really important to remember. They're saying that they are now very close to this point and they believe they can get something. But anyway, we'll see how that goes. We will definitely see how that goes.
Yeah.
So Salah is now,
with their midfield. I don't even if you asked any Man U fan, I don't think they could say he's Manchester United's best midfielders are definitely, or a team who the best midfielders are. Or against Everton yesterday, they had Harry Maguire and Eric Bailly, and they played really well.
Yeah.
Eric Bailly's not going to be fit all season, so
of course,
the best centre backs you don't even really know. They probably need another centre back. And the best midfielders last season when they played well, they had Matic, Pogba, and Bruno Fernandes. But this season, he's changing it all up, and they've got 3. They've got, as well as them 3, McTominay played really well against Leeds. Van der Beek is a good player. At the moment, Paul Pogba's even being just left out of the squad entirely. And Fred, he's also a great player. So that's 6 midfielders, and you couldn't put any 3 of them together. Definitely.
Exactly. There was a man who joined us here, but he decided to drop out. Maybe he's working on something there. Anyway, we'll see. Yeah. So, okay, he said my mic. There's what he just said in the comment section there. He's saying about his mic and stuff like that. He's a Liverpool fan. I wanted to hear what he was going to say about Liverpool anyway. So let's move on. Yesterday, I did see some good pictures. I don't know, some training pictures where I saw a lot of players of Liverpool coming back from injury. Like our midfielders are back. Thiago, Oxlade-Chamberlain, James Milner, and Xherdan Shaqiri. What do you think about that? What is going to happen now that all these guys are back? What will happen now when we continue with the season?
I think Thiago will be a big boost, but really, all Liverpool fans are waiting for Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah,
they want Thiago to come in because he's a great player, but really they just want Virgil van Dijk. I think the earliest that'll be is February.
Exactly.
It could be, but as soon as he's injured, people are saying he's going to be out. He's not going to play for the rest of the season. But he's such a great athlete, professional. I said he's going to be before that. Just the way he trains, you can see.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
We'll see. It's going to be interesting. Sorry, guys, if you are joining in, please make sure that the noise behind you is quiet. At least let me hear the noise of the air rather than to hear the noise of a song or something playing out, because there are copyrights here, and YouTube don't make a joke when it comes to copyrights. Just talking to the person that I don't hear, you could hear the noise anyway. So we will see. I felt like Thiago was really a big boost, but also I'm excited to see that players like Milner is back, because Milner is mode into a game. He always makes sure that he counts. Whatever he does, he always makes sure that he counts for the team. And I believe that is going to be important to have him in the team.
Yeah. And he can play a lot of positions. He can play centre mid, CDM, right back, probably left back even.
Exactly.
Have a go at centre back.
Exactly. So that is really important. That is really important. This is going to be so important to Liverpool. I don't know. We'll see how that goes anyway. So looking at other team, we're talking about also. I'm done with the top race. It's really getting tired now talking about this top race. We have a lot of things. There were a lot of draws this week in the Premier League. A lot of draws.
Yeah.
What is happening with the Premier League? What is causing that? Because I remember when we started this. I don't know. Let me try to put this on. When we started this season, it took some time since we got our first draw. All of those games that were coming on were just victories. Now, in this last week of 14, we had, let me count them for you. We had not this one. We had one, we had two, and we had another one. If I'm not mistaken, there should be another one. There can be two. Oh, it seems like there were two here. Or maybe I was counting the other one. But is that not going to affect other teams in terms of like those who are trying to come up from relegation? Because Sheffield drew when I expected they were going to win. Fulham drew, but it seems like it was just a crazy game against Newcastle. So this is just a crazy game to talk about. So what is going to happen with the league with what is happening here now? I don't know. What can you say about that?
I think already you can see the league's so close. Like, we've lost 2 matches and we've dropped from 1st to 6th. The league's so close this year.
I talked about that as well. I talked about it because it's only 2 games and now Tottenham are number 6, right?
Yeah.
That is crazy. That is crazy. Southampton were number 3 and they lost their game. Now they're number 7, close to Manchester City.
Yeah.
We just don't know what's going to happen.
No, I'd also say, from a Tottenham perspective, we had a short pre-season, so there wasn't much time to draw our defence. And so we started the season scoring 6 goals, 5 goals, 3 goals in matches. And again, our defence has got so much better now. We've focused less on attack, and people have said it's boring, but we're conceding so many less goals. I think we have the most most clean sheets. Yeah. And I think other teams are doing that as well. They're saying we need to tighten up our defence, especially clubs lower down, like West Brom. Because they know if they concede goals, they're never going to stay up. They have to just defend 100%. Well.
100%.
We saw with Aston Villa this season. Last season, they just stayed up. And then this season, they can go and push on to do stuff. You don't have, if you're a team coming up, you don't have to try and do really well, like Wolves did when the first season they come up. You just have to stay up. Then the season after, you can push on to get higher up in the league. Yeah.
Exactly. You know, we actually saw the same thing also with Wolves. They tried to do like what Wolves did when they come in. I'm talking about Leeds United. They tried to do like what Wolves did, and it backfired this season. It showed that if they try to go keep attacking, they're going to lose games. Then now they just lost 6 to United. And I don't think, and they lost 4 to Leicester, right? And they lost another 4. I'm not sure which other team that they lost to.
I can't remember, but I think a large part of that is just the way Bielsa plays football. It's not the team aren't playing how he wants it to. Like if a Mourinho side conceded 6 goals, that would be worrying. But Bielsa, he plays very open football. So against Newcastle, they beat them by 2 or 3 goals.
Yeah, exactly.
But some games are going to lose a lot. Other games they'll win a lot. So I think Leeds will definitely stay up there.
Yeah, that is true. We'll see. I think they'll stay up because also they're also dangerous. They're also lethal when they attack. They're really, really dangerous.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. So please do me a favor, guys, if you're watching in the comment section. If you want to join in, make sure that you click that link in the comment section there. Please don't make sure that all the sounds behind you are quiet. At the same time, click the like button and share your comments in the comment section. If you have anything that you want to say in the Premier League show, it's always important to us. Hello, Mr. Fortune Kid. There's just somebody who just joined us here. How are you doing, sir? So we'll see what happens with this. Now looking at this, let me see if I'm not missing out anything. VAR. We saw the importance of VAR in the Europa, in the Copa, what we were just doing the last game we were watching.
The Carabao Cup,
Carabao Cup. We actually saw the importance of VAR because City scored an offside goal and Cavani was choking a man in the game. Nothing was done to him. So we might hate the VAR as much as people do, but it is important. But at the same time, we need the people who are making the decisions while using this VAR to be always giving exactly the good. I don't know what is they should make sure that they do better than some of the decisions that they've been giving us. I think it's just crazy. I don't know, what can you say about the VAR?
I think VAR is definitely good. for football. It's just how it's used. So I think
Exactly.
VR should definitely be in it. Because the thing with Cavani yesterday, you think, well, that is a foul. He should have been at least looked at the challenge. It should have been looked at in a red card. But if with offside, the rule is at the moment, if it's offside, it's not a goal. And with the Mane decision against Everton, how annoying it was the right decision. He was offside.
Yeah.
He was offside.
But yeah, I hear what you're saying.
It's the rules. I don't agree with them, but they are the rules. So if we want to change the rules, I agree with that. But I don't think we should get rid of VAR. VAR is definitely a good thing for me.
VAR, we cannot get rid of it. That is always important. But talking also about that, look at the goal that you guys scored against Liverpool at Anfield, where you lost by 2-1. The Son decision, that goal, did you think was an offside or onside? But did you see how the VAR people looked at it?
Yeah.
They just said, drew one line and they moved on.
Yeah, well, what I had to do, I was watching the whole game. I went to go get a drink around the corner, like a glass of water, and I missed the goal. So I came back and I was texting my friend, I think we scored. I saw the replay and I was like, no, it's offside. But they didn't give it. I thought it was offside from the first look.
Me too.
What they've done in the Dutch league, they've said when they draw the lines, if the lines touch at all, it's the original decision.
Wow.
Yeah, so if at the moment we have like two lines pretty much over the top of each other, and they'll give it an offside on the offside.
Exactly.
In the Dutch league, and they put the lines over each other and say it's a clear and obvious decision. Like you can't see it, but in the Dutch league they say if they touch at all, it's referee's decision. For offside.
Exactly. It's crazy. We'll see how that goes anyway. Oh, thank you very much to those people who are just joining us. I see you are saying hi and how are you? How are you doing, guys? Do me a favor, guys. Click the like button and you can tell me what you think about the Premier League. We are in the Premier League show. I want to hear what you want to say, your own comments in terms of what is happening here, because it's always important to hear whatever you want to say. And there's a link in the description there. But if you're going to click that, make sure that all the sounds on your background or what are quiet. It's only you and your mic while you're talking. If you have anything you want to say in the show, it's always important. So let's continue. I'm looking at other things that are happening here. Oh, that is saying really, really good. Okay, so there was a derby there, Chelsea versus West Ham, right? It is a derby, right? I hope I'm not making a mistake on that.
No, yeah, it is a derby. Yeah,
it is a derby.
Mm-hmm.
Chelsea won by 3-0. After coming from a back-to-back defeats, they won by 3-0. Looking at the game, after they won, you can actually tell that is not exactly the right decision that happened there. I don't think the scoreline reflects what was happening in this game. They really struggled in that game.
Yeah, and it's the same with a lot of the Manchester United games. When they beat Leipzig, I think it was 5-2 or whatever the score was. It wasn't. That isn't true reflection. They beat Everton 2-0 yesterday. That it probably should have been more of a 1-0 game because they didn't play very well. But against West Ham, 1-0. Maybe West Ham should have even got a draw.
Exactly, you see.
Yeah.
Because in that game, West Ham scored 2 goals. That way, the other one was an offside, and the other one, they said there was a foul on Thiago and something like that. So those were 2 goals. But they won the game. Yes, they did win the game. He's asking if they won the game. Yes, they did win the game. But I felt like in terms of how that went on, it wasn't really okay. But anyway, they should take the win and they should celebrate because we expect to see something from them.
Yeah.
But that's one thing that is with this season. If you don't finish your chances while you have you have all the chances in the world, you don't finish them, the bigger teams will punish you at the end of the day. And you actually have to respect a team after the end of the game, no matter whatever that happens. And I think in that Chelsea game, that's exactly what happened. The bigger team won in terms of staying in the game and making sure that their chances counts in the end.
Yeah. And if you want to be positive as a Chelsea fan, you should be happy because they won. But also, maybe the team will say, "Oh, we almost got beat there. We need to improve next match." The team might want to improve because they almost lost or they didn't play very well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't think it was too worrying for Chelsea. I think they'll end of the season they'll be Champions League spot. But
yeah, they will be.
Too worried. It's 3 points still. Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I don't think they will struggle that much. We'll see how that goes anyway. So, okay, I think we're almost done here. Sheffield United.
Wow.
I'm really worried about this team. I'm really, really worried about this team.
I've still got like a little thought in the back of my head that they could stay up. I know it sounds stupid because they're on 1 point, but
Down 2 now.
seriously, they're on 2.
Down 2 now.
Well done. No, but they're not playing badly. Like, they're not winning, so they're not playing good. But they're not getting like smashed 5-0, 3-0. It's always like against Man U. Was it 3-2?
Yes, I'm against the United.
Well. No.
Yes,
if you look at
United,
if you look at Sheffield's recent results, you just click on them. Yeah. And if you look at the results, they haven't been like smashed loads. And if you look at their stats compared to last season, they're like quite similar.
Exactly.
So, I don't know. I think they'll get points. They're gonna if they get 3 wins. It sounds hard, but if they get 3 wins in a row, they're pretty much at the relegation zone now. So it's not a big difference at this point. They just need to start winning. But I don't think it's But people are saying they might get.
If they win, they'll be 5, and from 5 they'll go 7, and it means they're on top of this. Then 7 to 10, then 10 to 12, they're already out of the relegation zone. And in the way things are looking, like this friend of mine, the one that I'm exactly at number 15, they'll be very, very close to that point. That's exactly how things are looking at. Oh, I can actually click here to see their past games. Sheffield. It was a draw against Brighton.
Yeah, and it's 3-2 to Manchester United, who people say could challenge the title. 2-1 against Leicester. Leicester beat us 2-0. They beat them 2-1. They won to West Brom. But they haven't played badly in these games. 1-0 to West Ham. Exactly. They're in form. I think they just need to win. It doesn't matter how they play, because like if you give it another 2 months, the gap's going to be bigger and bigger and bigger. They just have to win. But people are talking about. People are saying, will they get the lowest amount of points of any Premier League team? I don't think so.
Me too. I don't think so as well.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens with them. Thank you, Mr. Sign. Please click that like button and share this link, guys, on your social media. It's always important so that more people can come and join in, or maybe watch it a little bit later. I want to hear your thoughts also in the comment section, guys, who are in the comments. I just see that you are really enjoying yourself with the emojis and stuff. Just say your thoughts in the comment section. I want to hear what you're thinking about what is happening in the Premier League right now at the moment. I want to hear. So, exactly. Fulham and Burnley are slowly leaving the relegation zone. I was looking at their last games, let me say 5 or 3 games from where they've been, and it seems like they're slowly going out of the relegation zone. And as our friend Arsenal are working so hard to go to the relegation zone, there's going to be a quick swap in the next 3 or 5 games where we're going to see those teams going up while Arsenal going down. What do you think? What can you say about those teams? What do they need to keep doing for them to be safe out of this league? I don't know.
Burnley, I don't think they'll go down. I never thought, even when they're at the bottom of the table, they're not going down.
Yeah.
They've been so long. Like by March, they'll be well out. They'll be like 10 points clear at least. I don't worry about them.
Me too. I actually discovered that as well because I was looking at their goalkeeper. He's either number 3 or 4 or 5, the best goalkeeper in the Premier League. And most of their games that they've won or either draw, he has kept them in the game. So if you have somebody you can trust in the middle of those two bars, then you are safe. You can go out of the relegation zone as time goes on. I think what was lacking for them was the goal scorers, and now it's happening.
It'll start going. Give it by March, there'll be 15, 20 points clear of the relegation zone. That's a big thing for Sheffield as well, though. They had Dean Henderson, who was on loan from Manchester United. He left, and they're conceding goals more. Like Ramsdale's a good keeper, but Bournemouth got relegated last season.
Yeah, and he's back again, and now it listens like he's going back with another team.
He's a great keeper. I really like him because he's still quite young. I'm pretty sure. But
me too.
You need a reliable goalkeeper. But who do you think will go down? If you had to predict now, I know it's hard, but who would you say will go down?
Yeah, looking at this moment, I feel like as much as West Brom are trying, this team is going. This team is still going. And just to make it interesting, I feel like Newcastle with their form right now, there could be a team that goes as well. And to make it fun, to just make it fun and to bore other people, Arsenal as well.
I'd say I'd say West Brom, Fulham, and Arsenal. We'll go with that. West Brom, Fulham, and Arsenal. Yeah.
Yes, West Ham, Fulham, and Arsenal. Yeah, but I feel like, with Fulham, why am I taking them out of my list? I'm looking at the team, the players who are playing in the middle of them.
Yeah.
Talking about Loftus-Cheek, Lookman, and this other guy. I don't know if he's called this dread man. I don't know what do they call him? What his name is? Is it Traore as well or what? I'm not really sure. Those guys, they're hard to get the ball past them, and they're working when they attack. They're making those guys who are playing up front to even look good when they're not even playing so well. So I feel like if they have those people, they can actually be safe. But as well, so that's why I'm saying that I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah,
I just don't know what's going to happen.
For Fulham as well, Tom Kearney, he was in the Premier League last time they were up. I think he's really good. He's like a defensive midfielder, plays for them. He has like 200 appearances, I think, for them. He's a big player. I really like him, but
me too.
I think it'll be close if they stay up or not, but I don't think they will. I think Brighton will stay up. Actually, some people have them to go down. They're playing nice football.
Oh, really? Brighton, they play expensive football.
Yeah,
that football, you might say that it's good looking in the eye, but they just have to make sure that it counts so that they actually stay up. That's all that they need to do. I feel.
I mean, like they do get a few results. Like they got the draw against you. They've got a few other results. Aston Villa, they won.
That game, man.
Yeah.
That game, I felt like the ref was on drugs on that game. Do you think? No, let's talk about the VAR. Let's go back to the VAR.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
That penalty that was given at the end of the game, where Welbeck came in and put his leg in front of Robertson, who was trying to clear the ball out of the 18 area. Did you think that was supposed to be a penalty?
Yeah, I did. I thought it was a penalty.
Really?
I've watched it back in slow motion.
Yes.
YouTube 0.25 speed. Detective stuff. But
really, you're going detective on that situation.
No, but I've watched it in slow motion. Robertson, he doesn't kick the ball. He misses the ball, and he kicks Danny Welbeck's foot.
But anyway, the ball goes out of the like. Because how does he miss the ball? He misses the ball because
Robertson doesn't kick the ball. Robertson doesn't kick the ball, and then he kicks Danny Welbeck.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? I think there were a lot of emotions.
It was a tiny flick on his foot, but Robertson didn't kick the ball, and he's touched his foot. So
yeah, it was crazy anyway. Yeah. But I looked at it. My quick. I was really angry with the decision. I get to sit down, and I felt like. You know what? One thing that happens in these situations, you start blaming your team for not taking all the chances that we had in that fixture, that we had to come to this point where the game was decided with no any situation for us to respond to the decisions that were made in that game. So as a Liverpool fan, I might say that I was hurt that we lost the game, but we had played the game so well. But anyway, we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. The VAR with the detective works, it's still hard for me to get away because I felt like out of any other team in the Premier League, we have been robbed a lot. Yeah. We have been robbed a lot.
What do you think about the handball rule? This season? Yeah.
I think with the handball rule, it has changed many times. If you know what I mean. It has changed many times. There was a time when they were saying that when the handball just hits here, it's a penalty. And they said that whenever your hand is not even in a natural position, it's a penalty. Now they're saying that they have to look at it now. They're trying to go back to the old rules while keeping the rules that they've put on, which is just crazy for me. I don't know, because there are some points where guys are actually holding the ball, but they're saying that the ball is at the natural position. So it's not supposed to be a penalty or something like that. It's crazy. I don't like it anyway, just to say at the end of the day. I don't like it. I feel like what we were doing in the past was okay to what they're actually introducing now.
And this is what confuses me, because 2 years ago, some people wanted VAR. People said at least test it for a season. Nobody cared about the handball rule. The handball rule was fine. Exactly. Nobody wanted any change. I don't know why they've changed it. Nobody cares. Like, how it was before was fine. Nobody was complaining about the handball rule last season. I never even mentioned it because I just thought, well, that's just a rule. That's how it is. That's the game. But they've changed it, and I don't know why.
because the problem is this: with these new rules, we have had more penalties in the Premier League than any other season in the Premier League because of this new handball rule. Do you know that we have actually surpassed the past 5 or 6 seasons behind because of this new handball rule? There was a week where there were only penalties, teams were winning with penalties. Now things have changed. I think I like where we are going now, but there were more situations where the handball rules was just crazy, like literally crazy.
I think that's why Man U are so high. All the penalties.
Exactly. Remember the penalty against which team was that? Was it Brighton? When the game was over and they had to call the keeper back.
Yeah. It was the 90th minute. Brighton were happy they've won the game.
The game was also over.
Yeah, I think it was 3-2 to Man U. They drew 2-2, and they gave a penalty after. Yeah,
and they won the game. That's exactly what happened. And I think they made history then. The only team that scored a goal when the game was over. Something that has never happened in the history of the Premier League.
Because it's just a game of football. Like,
I don't know. I think, to tell the truth, with the handball rule, I think they should go revisit that decision and just throw it away. That is the best thing that they can do.
Just go back to how it was last season. Yeah,
exactly. That is the best thing they can do. Anyway, Arsenal have made it number 8, losing it all in the competition of the Premier League. Should we start calling them a relegation team now? A team that is going into the relegation zone. Should we start giving them that title? Or it's too early, like what we did with the United?
I wouldn't say any team is a relegation team until February or March.
Depends on February or March. That's when we'll start seeing the true colors of many teams. Anyway, we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll definitely see.
Realistically, I don't think Arsenal will get relegated. I think they're not going down. No.
Well, we'll just be making fun of them and try to have fun but I don't think so as well. But anyway, talking about all these things, it's always important to remember that United were also in this situation, and it took them, I think, 3 or 4 wins in a row to transform that season to actually say that they're competing for the Premier League. It's always funny to say that.
Well, when Mourinho came in, we were 14th in the league. Arsenal were 16th. It's only like a few spaces. So they're not going to go down. They'll finish maybe midway. Right? If I had to predict, I'd say they'd finish 11th this season, 11th or 12th.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think that's what they finish.
I see that Mr. Gameplay is trying to join in. You can join in, try to fix what I don't know what the problem is, but you can join in. You once did before, so check what's happening. Maybe something's wrong with your end, then you join in. But we'll see. I believe that something will definitely happen. They will get away from that. But just for the fun of it, the Arsenal fans, they do hate it at this moment. But they've been playing so horribly, and we are making fun of them, which is always nice to see what happens. But I think Arsenal will be safe as soon as things start to, let's just say around February, we'll see them out of the relegation zones and where they are at the moment. Things will definitely change. Okay, looking at the next point. Okay, now it is the point where I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. Do you have any questions that you want to ask? What do you want to ask about the Premier League? Or maybe, Mr. Elliot, you have something that you want to add, what you want to talk about concerning this Premier League game?
I just want to know, there's like the teams in the middle of the table. I'll get the table up here one second. There's some of these teams I'm a bit unsure of, because the top, we've talked about the last 3, the title race, I mentioned the Champions League teams. But West Ham, Aston Villa, Crystal Palace, them kind of teams?
Yes.
Mid-table.
It's Aston Villa, right? Aston Villa, West Ham, Wolves, Newcastle.
Will they stay 7th?
Southampton, they're 7th.
Yeah. These kind of teams. Where do you think they'll finish?
Looking at them, Southampton, I feel like out of any team in this list, they're actually playing better, and I feel like they can actually go up top. But Aston Villa, I think, let's just say Aston Villa, West Ham, Crystal Palace, Leeds, I think they'll occupy from 10 going down. All those teams, they'll occupy from 10 going down. Then The other teams, like maybe Arsenal for others, and those other teams that are up there, they'll sort themselves off. But talking about those teams, they are safe. They won't go anywhere near the relegation zone. They will be there from 10 going down to maybe 15. That's why I see them being there. Wolves, I think that they're going to rise. Maybe they'll be number 8 or maybe 7 up there at the top.
Yeah. But Aston Villa, they're already on 12 games. So they're 2 games behind everyone else. If they win them, then they're on 28. So that makes them second.
Wow.
Aston Villa, if they have 2 games in hand, everyone else has played 14. They've played 12. If they win 2 games,
how did they play 12
have
though?
6 points on. They're on 28 points and they go second.
Exactly. Now I'm actually surprised. How did they play 2 games behind everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Was there a game that was postponed or something?
It was against Newcastle, wasn't it? Due to COVID.
Yeah, due to COVID, I think it was postponed. Yeah, that makes sense. That's why also Newcastle have a game in hand now. They do have a game in hand as well.
And so do Manchester City, Manchester United.
Yeah, it was
and Burnley. Yeah, Burnley as well.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. Those teams, it was because they were tired, according to what people were saying, and they needed to rest and so forth and so on, what people were saying. But yeah, that's how it's looking like at the moment. Mm-hmm. But this is where we are now, guys. Week 14 of the Premier League. That's how it's looking like. But top 4, give me your top 4. Which teams do you think they'll finish in the top 4?
In order or just the teams?
Yeah, like in the top 4, like looking at those teams.
Okay. I think Liverpool first.
Mm-hmm.
Second. I think the teams I think will get top 4 are Liverpool, Manchester United, Chelsea, and Tottenham.
Those teams, those are the ones. But
I don't know order.
Yeah, I agree with those teams that you're talking about, but I feel like I don't know. I just have this funny feeling against Manchester City that they might surprise people by actually going down. I don't know why. That weird feeling, I just feel it like something's going to happen that is going to force them to go down. But maybe there may be number 5 or something like that. I think that it's gonna be important that if that thing happens, they're gonna they'll look at themselves and look at what exactly is Pep Guardiola doing and try to find a way to solve their problems. Maybe they'll try to bring in Messi and something like that. But I feel like number 1 will be Liverpool, 2 Tottenham. For me, 2 Tottenham and maybe Chelsea 3. Then either City or United. One of those will occupy number 4.
Yeah.
That's how I see it. Because I feel like Chelsea, they have a lot. Jose Mourinho is making Tottenham a good team. I still feel, as much as they are going down, I still feel like this season, your team can still go up. After he said all crazy things, I think they can still go up. But those 2 teams, I'm not really sure. City and United, I'm not really sure. Yeah. I don't know. They can be good this week. The next week, they're crap. So you never know where they are at the moment. So those teams, I'm saying that.
With Manchester City, they've got a game in hand. If they win it, they're joint second. Oh, no, they're joint third.
Third,
fourth. Yeah. So they're not doing that badly. They're not doing great, but they'll probably win their game in hand, and that takes right up the table.
We'll see how that one goes anyway. So Jose Mourinho yesterday after the Carabao game, I heard people saying that he said some crazy things about Daniel Ali. I don't know how true is that. I've not actually looked at it.
Yeah, I watched the post-match interview. I think the news people, the journalists and the newspapers, like you said yesterday, they love to make stories because they just want clicks. And they know Dele Alli, he's great at getting clicks because it's just a name. And he's played for England, people know him, whatever.
He's somebody who's celebrated, one of the people that people used to say was one of the best in Tottenham.
What Mourinho said was Dele Alli gave away the ball that led to their goal.
Mm-hmm.
And Mourinho said he was angry at him because his position shouldn't put their team at risk, which I fully agree with. He wasn't just shouting Dele Alli. Yeah.
Because I had this friend of mine who I think I'll post what she said responding to Jose Mourinho's comments against Tottenham Hotspurs. The one that I was telling you that she's a Tottenham Hotspurs. It seemed like she was really hurt with what Jose Mourinho had said. I'll just put it in one of the other Twitter account or maybe Instagram. You check it out exactly after this show so that you can see what she was saying, being angry at Jose Mourinho. But we'll see anyway how that goes anyway. But also talking about Dele Alli, Mauricio Pochettino, I don't know if that has been approved, but he's going to be PSG manager now. That's what the news are saying.
Yeah,
because they've sacked their manager.
Tuchel sacked. I've looked at Fabrizio Romano's Twitter all day. I've got it open on my computer here. It's pretty likely. It looks pretty likely.
I think anyway, when PSG were interested in getting Dele Alli, I think it's because they were in talks with Mauricio Pochettino. That's what I think. I think that now that if he's going to be the manager of PSG, Dele Alli is coming there, and he's going to try by all means to try to get some players from the Tottenham Hotspur team.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't think he'll get players like Harry Kane, because I think one thing, I don't think Harry Kane will want to go to a team where there is no competition at all. He want to keep making things, and I think he cares about being a legend of Tottenham Hotspurs, which will keep him safe in the club.
My only worry was if Pochettino went to Manchester United or Manchester City, Harry Kane might go with him. He might buy Harry Kane. But I think Harry Kane will stay. I think he will stay. Tottenham. I don't think he'll go.
I hope so as well, because it is really interesting to see what's going to happen. It's really, really interesting to see what's going to happen. But good luck to him. But also that means that to Manchester United, your chance of getting Mauricio Pochettino is actually, it has slipped away from your hands, guys. He's going to PSG. He's going to be winning the league for fun. He has not won anything. At least after 2 or 3 years out of that club, he'll be holding 2 medals of being a winner of the league. Now, it is now up to him to challenge to be in the Champions League and at least win something so that he can actually hold 1 medal that people won't say that he won it for free. You understand what I mean? He'll win something.
If I was PSG manager, I could win the league.
Because of the money and how you're allowed. But you know what happens also? Remember, FIFA are keeping their eye on PSG a lot. They say that if they're going to sign any new player who's at high, like the Messi and stuff like that, they need to let go of one of their biggest stars as well in the team, because they're saying that they have spent a lot of money and stuff like that, the money rules and stuff like that. So I think that might also affect him as well. But if he's able to keep Kylian Mbappe, Neymar, and at least add somebody in the strike force, that team can win something.
Yeah, and we've seen Pochettino, he did so well at Tottenham. He had no money to spend. How well will he do with the team when he can spend?
Exactly, when he's allowed to buy things. And one thing that I know with Mauricio Pochettino is a developer. He can develop teams. So it's going to be so important and interesting to see if he goes into the, let me say, in the transfer window, and that doesn't buy the stars that people will be expecting PSG to be buying, and he goes buying all those small players, and he develop those players to be world class. I think he's going to try to do that in a way. I don't know what you think about that. I think he's going to try by all means to do that way as well.
I don't know what he did, because at Tottenham he didn't really have a choice. He couldn't spend money because he wasn't allowed to. It's like he got a little bit of pocket money every transfer window. But I don't know if he'll go down the route of what he did with Dele Alli, Harry Kane, these kind of players, where he developed them, or buying players that he can develop.
Exactly.
It'd be interesting to see.
Me too. I'm really excited about that anyway. I want to see what's going to happen, because I think it's going to give competition in the Champions League from the France side, seeing what they can offer, looking at PSG as being the bigger team that side. There will be competition that side. But anyway, that's it anyway. So what else are we missing out? What else am I forgetting about this? I think we've covered it.
Yeah, I know it gets boring talking about it, but Arsenal, does Arteta have to go if they lose against Chelsea? If they lose to Chelsea,
I still have this belief 100% in me. They are going to lose their next I don't know, 10 or maybe their next 2 or 3 games. Let me just say their last games in the 2020, all those two games that are left, they're going to lose them. I don't believe that they'll get something against Chelsea. As much as they want to say anything, I don't think they'll win anything against Chelsea. They will lose that game. But against Brighton, is it Brighton their next game after Chelsea? Would they win that? I don't think so.
I think so. I'll check now. I looked at the top of the table to find Arsenal, and then I have to scroll down. Yeah, it's Brighton. It is Brighton.
Yeah, it's Brighton. So I don't think they will win that game as well.
Yeah, it's Chelsea, Brighton, then West Brom. So big 6-pointer at the bottom of the table.
That is so bad. That is so bad. Yeah. And imagine losing those 2 games. Let's go back. Let me put on the league right now, so that we look at it. If they're gonna be playing like that, look at this. Let's look at one of the teams that are at the relegation zone. Fulham, for example. If they win their next 2 games, they are going to have 16 points, which means they move where? On top of Arsenal.
Yep. And you don't think Arsenal are going to get any points from the next 2 games, do we?
I don't at all. Brighton play against Arsenal. Of course, they go on top of them. Burnley, they are now winning. They are now winning now. If they win their games, they're going on top of Arsenal. 2020, I can tell you, they'll finish in the relegation zone. That's where they are at the moment.
Yeah.
That's where they are. It's just not being hard. We're just trying to face the fact. That's where they are.
If you look at Burnley's recent form, they've got 2 wins and 2 draws. So they look like getting more points. Brighton. Brighton get 1 win. They go over Arsenal. 1 win again.
It's crazy. This relegation battle is really interesting. And the worst part, it seems like Arsenal is the team that we're going to keep talking about as we go on, finishing 2020 and going to 2021.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. But I believe that around February, that's when we'll get actually a clear picture of how the relegation zone will be like. Because at the moment, it's still just a crazy games and things are not making sense at the moment.
Yeah. And if you look how close the league is, like I said at the top, if you win 1 game, you go from 7th to 2nd or whatever. It's the same at the bottom.
I was actually making
a
joke about Liverpool looking at their next games, right? They have West Brom, they have Newcastle, and Southampton. If they lose either 2 of those games or maybe draw, they're out of the top. They are out of the top. If they just win or draw those games, they're out of the top. Either Leicester or United goes on top of them. But I think at the moment for us, Liverpool, it's easy because our next games, they're not really that challenging. But look at our past games. We have been drawing or losing from the teams that we expect them not to be challenging. But
Fulham, Brighton.
Exactly. But the top teams, we step up. That's the problem that I have at the moment with the Liverpool. I don't know. I hope things change, but we never know.
Yeah. I think the Manchester United game will be a big game for you. Like for both teams. So I think you'll win it. And that will... People saying that Manchester United could win the title. I don't think they're anywhere near winning the title.
I think what makes this game exciting is that it's at Anfield. And Liverpool, we have just turned that place into one place that is scary for any team to go. I don't think there's any team that goes to Anfield with any confidence hoping to get something. I don't think so.
Didn't Atalanta beat you there a few weeks ago?
In the Champions League, I think Atalanta beat us and let me try it. Oh, it's Atalanta.
No, at home, Atalanta beat you. Like at Anfield. But like in the Premier League, I think it's like 2, maybe 3 years you haven't lost at home for.
Yes, we haven't.
Yeah.
With this Atalanta game, I have to say that I think after losing the game and things like that happened, I felt like we deserved it in a way. We went to their home ground and we beat them 5. So they were angry at us and they got the chance to actually come and make sure that they do something that counts. Look at this. We beat them 5 and they beat us 2-0 there. And I look again in the Champions League, we played Ajax, we won, and we drew against Midtjylland. I think we drew there against them. We won 1-0 against them.
You beat 1-0 again. You won 2-0, but you were 1-0 right up until like the 90th minute. That was a really close game. When you beat Midtjylland 2-0. Was it Salah when he scored in the last minute? The second goal. Yeah, it was a close game because they went at the other end and almost scored. Like a few seconds.
They almost many times. Remember, those were the times when we didn't have Salah, we didn't have Alisson. We were using the young kid who, for me, stepped up and showed that he is the best. It's going to be interesting because one thing that people don't know, Liverpool at home in the Premier League, do you know that we have not lost any game in the Premier League at home, even draw a game in the Premier League at home, in the Premier League? So it's going to be interesting which
we haven't lost for like 2 years, like 2, maybe 3 years in the Premier League now.
Remember in those time, right? It's win and draws. But right now in this season, if you didn't know, in this season, all our games that we've played, we have at Anfield 100%.
Every game. Oh, wow.
Every game in the Premier League, we have won each and every game. Let me see if I can just do a rough one. Like we won against you, right, guys? That was last home game we played against Tottenham.
With the fans at Liverpool, it's like a fortress. You don't want to go. Teams don't want to play there.
I know.
It seems so small when everybody's on top of you screaming, and the Liverpool fans are at home. They are good.
I think that's one of the reasons why I love this team. You know, they make a lot of noise. They just make you feel uncomfortable while you are in your own. With that confidence you have, with the quality you have, they make you feel uncomfortable. You start to have those. You start to develop that sense of insecurity. You see, and when that happens, it's over for you. Those guys in the field, they just expose you. They will just expose you. They made one of the best players in the world look like he was a regular player when he came there, like talking about Messi. So you see, that is the problem.
Did you see the when Liverpool beat them 4-0 at home? There was a kid that ran onto the pitch and started swearing at Messi. Started putting
I did.
At Messi. Yeah. The
I think they were just
great. Yeah.
I think the kid was just angry that Messi had went and destroyed his team that he loves at Barcelona by those 3 goals. Remember that goal that Messi scored, the free kick?
Yeah, that was a great goal. But no, it was when Liverpool beat them. It was when you beat them at Anfield. The kid ran to the pitch afterwards. Messi was crying, and he went up there and started swearing at him.
Yeah. That was interesting. So thank you very much for being with us, guys. Thank you for being with me. It seems like there is a dog that side. He was crying to get your attention there. Yeah, thank you very much for being with us. Thank you guys also who was participated in the chat. We will be back tomorrow. Remember, it's Christmas, people. It's Christmas Eve, and I'm keeping you here. What time is it where you are right now? I think it's around 5 or 6. Is it
5:30? Oh yeah.
5:30, yeah.
Yeah.
Where I am right now, it's 9:30. So it's now Christmas Eve. And it's weird. It still doesn't feel like Christmas here. I don't know what's happening, but it's going to be interesting. But thank you very much for being with me, sir. Again, for the second time. I didn't hear properly. You said something?
Oh, no, yeah, thank you.
Okay, it's been interesting. Let's see where we go now from here. We'll be back tomorrow, maybe later on after, I'm just going to be back to give the build-up show, looking at that. There'll be game at the Boxing Day, so I'm going to come back to look at what we're going to be talking about. That's the only show that I'll be doing as well tomorrow. It's going to be later on in the evening because it's going to be a crazy day here, trying to celebrate the Christmas. Let me tell you a joke here or something that has happened here where I am in the country that I am. We have been given a curfew, like a curfew that we have to make sure that at 7 o'clock everyone is in their home because of this COVID-19 regulation and stuff.
Yeah. What's it been like where you live, like throughout the year?
It's been crazy. It's been crazy. It's been crazy. Trust me. Yeah. I don't know. We hope that we'll have a better time. But now it's just that people are angry that it's a time where we need to celebrate. Yeah. Just try to refresh. And you are told that at 7 o'clock you have to be in your own homes, or the police and the army, they'll be beating you up in the street. It's just crazy. But anyway, yeah, they're actually out there right now. People, now that it's 7 o'clock, we cannot go outside. That's just the truth. We cannot go outside. Yeah. We can go outside of our room in our own yard, but going out of our yard, that's another story. So it's crazy. I'm actually landlocked in my own house right now at this time. But what can we say? That's where we are. COVID-19 messed up things.
You can't change it. So you just have to enjoy it. What you can enjoy. Yeah.
I'm just gonna try by all means to look at some past games because there's no games here and it's gonna be boring. Just looking at some past games. In fact, I might even look at some of your games and look at how Manchester United managed to win with Cavani goals. That was insane, Just looking at those names. That's the only thing I can do now. But thank you very much for being with me. An hour now since we started talking.
I know. So quick. So quick.
It's crazy. Yeah. Anything you want to say before we go?
No, thank you for having me. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Have a great Christmas. Yeah.
I hope you enjoy. It's really hot this side.
Oh. It's like -3 degrees Celsius where we are. So freezing. Yeah.
Wow.
It's pitch black. But there's everywhere there's flooding. Like all the roads are closed. Like people can't go into work. Massive floods. Yeah.
Yeah, lucky for you, because I know it's not like it's cold, but it's better for you, because right now, I don't know if you can see, I'm actually sweating a bit while I'm talking to you right now here, because I think it's around 21 or something degrees right now at the moment.
Oh, wow.
It's going down maybe 18, 17, but it's in the evening. It's crazy. But anyway, that's how it is with the weather. Thank you very much for being with us, guys. I'll be back again tomorrow. Just one show. You see, that's Christmas. I wanted to do, I'd set up my time, but things had to be moved because of the things that was happening. Trying to move on to try to sort out all the buyings and the things that were needed. That's why I could not come on time. I'm really sorry for that, to tell you a time, and that didn't actually happen. That's why you will notice that in the past, I always make sure that I set up a reminder 5 minutes or 10 minutes when I'm about to go live, because I know that I'm actually there to do the show. But now setting up when there's time, it's always crazy. But we'll see what happens. Guys, do me a favor, click that like button, subscribe. And how can people follow you? Say, I'm talking about in terms of your podcast, and when you continue, how can they follow you?
Oh, don't worry about it. We'll talk about it another time. It's Christmas.
Talk about it another time. Yeah, it's Christmas, eh? I hear it. So go celebrate and just say hi to everyone. I hope they have a nice time wherever you are there, and whatever you'll be doing for the Christmas. I don't know what I'm going to be doing after this, but I hope it will be interesting. Thank you very much for being us, guys. This is Football Connect, and we are going off now. We meet again tomorrow. Click that like button, subscribe to the channel, and congratulations to Pochettino for actually getting a job, because I was not feeling sorry for him that he didn't have a place to be playing, to be managing, because he is a good manager. So I'm happy for him for that. But thank you very much for being with us, guys. We'll be back. I'll be back again tomorrow. We'll see what happens.